Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Slow Blink Anime Podcast. My name is Phil.
I'm Candace.
And today we're talking about another Haikyuu episode from the To The Top season. It's episode 7 called Return. And this one, it reinforces what we said last episode about how Kageyama was kind of letting the king version of himself come out.
Yeah.
And it was pretty crazy.
It's like yes and no.
Oh, wow. And for those of you that are watching, that was our cat Salty right there.
I wanted to make some introduction.
And she's always just bad. And
she's just meowing.
Okay. Anyway, but a quick summary of this episode. It's the continuation of the Datago practice game. Mm-hmm. And the first part is just Kageyama kind of unleashing this king, and he's just letting it go. Pretty much any kind of screw up that's happening. He's making a point of letting that player know what they're doing wrong. Yeah. And it's kind of like he doesn't want to conform to them anymore, and it's like they need to step it up to his level, is what he's thinking.
If they want to win.
Yeah, if they want to win. And then the rest of the episode is just how they make adjustments, and it's just a continuation of the game with Datago. But yeah. It was pretty crazy, the stuff he was saying to them, because at first we thought it was just... He wasn't... With the Nishinoya, how he was like, you're in the way. He kind of explained it to... He was in the way of the attackers because they weren't able to attack. Yeah. And then it was understandable because Nishinoya knew that he was messing up that way. But everyone kind of like jumped on him and said, like, you could have said that nicer.
Yeah. So that was like what we were saying or talking about on the previous episode. That was the old Kageyama. That was the king. Yeah. That was the old Kageyama. But I feel like this time it's better. It's like finally they have somebody to point out what they can improve. Mm-hmm. And I guess Kageyama is still learning how to communicate. Yeah, how to say that in a better way. And then the rest of the team also learning how to understand that Kageyama is just helping them. And then it'll benefit the whole team. Because it's like, that's his personality. That's Kageyama. Yeah. Can't change that. Can't really completely change that. And I like it. I like it. Because, he went from being this rude king to following everybody. It's like he didn't even transition, so it's like one extreme to the other. Mm-hmm. And so this time it's more like in the middle.
He's trying to find a balance of it.
Yeah, and he didn't mean any harm, I guess. Yeah. He just didn't know how to say it the proper way. Yeah. And so now he's learning, the teammates are learning around him as well. And that's how I, got, what I got from the whole thing, basically.
Yeah, they are definitely trying to adjust to this new Kageyama that they're not used to. But then I think the major, like, over the edge part was when Asahi... He set it over to Asahi, and then he didn't get a good enough hit on it, and then would get a touch, and it went out whenever he spiked it. Okay. And he's like, "What did he say?" He's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't."
Like, he said that your set was good. Like, it was like he basically said that Kageyama did good. It was me. Yeah, that was the problem. And so Kageyama was like, "Well, then score.
Yeah, score the damn point."
Yeah, score a point then. Yeah. If that's if I say.
It was just crazy because especially there, and that's like his senpai. He's a third year, and Kageyama's just a first year. So that's just like you're not rude to your senpai like that, right?
Yeah,
in that culture.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah. And like everyone was just looking at him too, like they couldn't believe that came out of his mouth.
Yeah,
and then.
I was surprised too. I was pretty shocked too.
Yeah, and then a little bit after that, we got his like meltdown where he was just upset with everybody, and beautiful animation too when it was happening. But like he was just walking up, and you could see how his face was just. I can't remember exactly what he was saying, but it was not. Do you remember anything he was saying in that part?
He was just basically saying, to kind of like step it up.
Yeah, like the whole team in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was just crazy because no one knew what to say, and then he kind of realized what he was doing.
Or wait, no, yeah, something happened then.
Yeah, then he started to apologize, and that's
he was about to bow and apologize, but then Hinata stopped him, and I
remember what happened. Sorry,
go ahead. What happened?
It was with Tsukishima. Remember when he tried to hit it up? Like he's like, I know you can jump higher.
Oh, when like the first time he did it, it's Tsukishima wasn't able to touch it, right?
Yeah.
And then they did it again, and Tsukishima actually jumped higher, and then he was able to hit it.
Yeah, but I think the very first time it was like one of his regular sets to him, and he just got blocked. That was the problem. Was it that, or was it
no?
When he was trying to block, he jumped up, and then he said you could have jumped again. That's what it was. The first time with Tsukishima. Remember, he jumped up to block, and then he just stayed down. And then that's when they started arguing.
I thought he wasn't able to hit the ball because the ball went over his hand.
I think that was after the conversation where he apologized.
Really?
Because the first time it was when Tsukishima jumped up and like the ball didn't come to him, and then Kageyama said, "You should have jumped. Like you had time to jump again."
Okay.
Do you remember that one?
Okay.
Do you remember that one?
I don't know. Okay, but okay.
Anyway, well, you can just...
Okay, and then the second time was when Tsukishima was actually jumped and was able to hit it.
Yeah, I think that was after he apologized and everything, and he was like making the adjustments and being vocal about everything.
Yeah. Okay, well, what are we talking about?
Oh, well, I was trying to say what was leading up to him having that outburst with everybody, where he was yelling at them. The whole team. And then he had him to apologize.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
But anyway, Kageyama was... What was that? He was about to apologize, and then Hinata stepped in, right?
Mm-hmm. Hinata stepped in, and Hinata was just like, so what? Like, he's a king. You know, what's the problem with that?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when everybody finally, like, each of their own, they said how they wanted to be addressed. Like I would appreciate it if you would tell me nicer, if you would have said it in a nicer way. And then somebody had said that, or remember when, anyway, something happened, and then Kageyama said something about, preventing, or he's just gonna try his best not to give the ball to him. Who is that? Tanaka? Bald hair?
The shaved one?
Yeah.
Tanaka.
I think it was him. And then he's saying that, okay, I'll just try my best to give the least amount of balls to him since he's not... Or you remember when he was getting tired?
Mm-hmm.
Or Kageyama thought that he's getting tired, and then they're saying, Tanaka, no, he's not getting tired, whatever. And then they're having a hard time adjusting to Kageyama's level. And then, so that's when Kageyama said that he's just going to try his best not to give the ball as much to Tanaka.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tanaka was like, well, you could have said that more in a subtle way. Or you could have not said that.
You could have just done it without saying it.
Yeah, but one of the senior ones, Asahi was like, well, I would have appreciated if you actually told me that you were not giving me as much balls. Because, I guess it would have felt weird.
Him just stop setting them up for the spikes.
Yeah, so it's kind of like they're telling Kageyama how they wanted to be addressed.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kageyama is just kind of taking it all in, and he's learning, with everybody.
Uh-huh.
That's what I got from that.
It's like he's trying to be more vocal and like communicate with everybody rather than just adjusting himself to their play style.
Yeah.
And it's like he's pushing them to get better, and then he's getting better at the same time.
Yeah. That's a broad way of saying it. Yeah. Specifically.
But it was just... I think it was really, really great of Hinata to step in for both situations. Because he kind of saved that... He kind of stopped them from having a big blowout and fight right there with Kageyama. And then he allowed Kageyama to be that still king version and be able to play the way he wants to play rather than being held back by the team. And then right at the end, they were still struggling against Dateko and they're still trying to make adjustments, but Hinata got that towel and made a crown for him and put it on top of his head. And it kind of helped him wash away all that guilt and frustration that he felt when he was in junior high. And his teammates wouldn't... I don't know if they weren't mature enough to handle the way he was being, but it's this team, they're all friends now. They all know each other. So they're if you're going to be like that, we're just not going to listen to you. And they're able to communicate better, and he's able to communicate better. So it's just, I guess, a maturity thing that they're able to kind of make these changes. And they're still arguing and stuff, just how any teammate would, but they're moving past it now, and they're letting it be a part of the team and not just pushing him to the side because of how he's acting.
Yeah. And I mean, before Kageyama was just plain rude. He didn't even try to work with his team. But when he got with Karasuno, that's when he finally changed and. What I was saying, from one extreme to the other, he didn't really go in the middle at first. So now he's kind of in the middle of his old self and then his new self with Karasuno. So that's I think that's a major takeaway from the entire episode.
King's back.
Which I think is a good thing for the team.
I think it is. I think it is too. Yeah, but they're really struggling with Dateko right now.
Yeah. I guess one, Karasuno is not, that experienced. Two, Dateko created this new block move, and Karasuno is having a hard time figuring it out how to beat that and how to go about it. And then part of it was, that's probably why Kageyama was frustrated, is because everybody's not pushing themselves to do something better than what they're doing right now. Yeah. And then Dateko, they created something even better than their old defense. They knew that their old defense was already good enough, but they gotta keep evolving. They gotta keep doing something different and better. And that's what Dateko did. But Karasuno, on the other hand, have not really done much, as a team. And that's probably why Kageyama just kind of blew off. What is everybody doing? Y'all are not doing.
Yeah, he really wants the team level to be raised as a whole. Yeah.
What are you thinking?
No, I was just wondering what he was doing. Yeah, I was just thinking about what he would be thinking of during that situation. But that was a good episode. I liked it. Yeah.
Karasuno ended up losing 2 of the games for sure.
Yeah, and then they were losing that last fourth. They had played 4 sets, I think. Yeah. So far.
Anyway, I think that usually during practice, it's always better for the main team to lose, during practice games, because that way it kind of gives us something to look forward to in the actual tournament, actual game. We want them to win against the other players.
Yeah, but...
Oh my god, that was a 5-second silence. I'm what?
Yeah, you could see the growth from Dateko, and the coach was saying they're going to be some really hard competitors next season when they play them in the actual, just a regular season.
Yeah, so do you have anything else to say?
I got nothing.
Okay. Too much. Analyzing.
Yes, analyzing. Anyway, thank y'all for listening. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Reddit. And you can listen to us on all the major podcasting sites and on the go. You think?
That's it. Thank y'all. We'll see you next time.